The halftime shuffle is a famous groove that every drummer should know. Having been made famous by drummers such as Bernard Purdie, Jeff Porcaro, John Bonham, songs that feature the halftime shuffle have become essential learning material for any serious drummer. It's a lot of fun to play, but it can be very challenging. So let's have a look at a few steps that can help you get to grips with the halftime shuffle. So what is a halftime shuffle? In a halftime groove, the snare now plays the backbeat on beat 3 of the bar, rather than the usual 2 and 4. This gives the effect that the tempo is actually halved. Here's an example of the shuffle groove, first with the snare on 2 and 4, then moving to the halftime feel. A shuffle is a swung beat, so instead of playing straight eighth notes on the hi-hat, we push the second hi-hat back to make it swing and give the groove a triplet feel. There's varying degrees of swing, but just to keep it simple, let's say the hi-hat is now playing on the first and the third of the 3 triplets. Now that the hi-hats in the groove aren't evenly spaced anymore, like they were when we played straight eighth notes, this kind of makes it more difficult to get the hang of. I remember when I first started practicing shuffle grooves, I would start out swinging with the triplets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and it would straighten out as I went on. It was quite difficult to maintain the feel in the hi-hat. So let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone and use the ghost notes on the snare drum from the halftime groove to help us maintain this feel. The real magic in the halftime shuffle is in the snare ghost notes. As the hi-hat plays the first and third triplet, the ghost notes on the snare fill in the middle triplet each time. This really adds more momentum to the groove and gives it a greater dynamic texture. Here's a simple exercise to get the hi-hats and the ghost notes going. Play eighth note triplets as right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right continuously. Right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare drum. Make sure you're counting each note on the correct beat. It's quite easy to start feeling this the wrong way around if you're not already familiar with playing a shuffle. Once you're comfortable with the placement of those notes, it's time to start working on the dynamics. You want to accent the first note on the hi-hat, then use a low tap stroke to play the soft note on the snare drum. Then as you play the third note on the hi-hat, you want to try and come away from the hi-hat using an upstroke. Okay, now we need to add in the backbeat on beat 3. This means the third ghost note in the pattern is now going to be played immediately after the snare on beat 3. Try this breakdown of just those 2 notes together. Play the snare drum accent using the downstroke. This leaves the stick at the correct height to then play the ghost note straight after. Practice playing just these 2 notes in succession before you try and add them into the groove. Try to feel the whole thing just as one motion, as if the ghost note's just falling out of the accented stroke, using the controlled rebound from the accent. Once you've got a feel for that, try and throw the whole thing together. Keep it slow at first if you need to. Make sure you are maintaining good dynamics as well as timing, and focus on consistent motions. Now that you've got the hands going, throw a kick drum on beat 1 and you've got a basic version of the half-time shuffle. From there, you can start to vary the kick drum pattern, add some open hi-hats, move the right hand to the ride cymbal and step the left foot on the hi-hat. Here are some examples of that. Go and check out songs such as Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin with John Bonham playing the halftime shuffle. Probably the most famous halftime shuffle is from Rosanna by Toto with Jeff Porcaro playing. That one's really quick, so that's always really a good challenge for any drummer. And the guy who kind of started it all, I think he claims to have invented this groove, is Bernard Purdie on quite a few Steely Dan tunes, in particular Home at Last and Babylon Sisters. So there you go. Take your time and have some fun with this one. Working on anything that is swung or a shuffle is a great way to improve as a drummer. If you like this video, please do all those YouTubey things, hit like and subscribe and all that. And I'll see you next time.